Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Draymond Green reveals the biggest hater in the NBA. Draymond Green is seen as the heart and soul of the Golden State Warriors dynasty over the last decade or so, but he has also been seen as something of a loose cannon. He has occasionally gotten involved in what some would call violent on-the-court incidents that have resulted in ejections and even suspensions for him, and one of them involved Phoenix Suns center Jusuf Nurkic. Earlier this season, Green hit Nurkic in the face and was indefinitely suspended by the NBA as a result, and afterward, Nurkic said publicly that Green needs help. Then, after the Sacramento Kings knocked the Warriors out of the play-in tournament, Nurkic threw shade at Green and his team with this tweet. In response, Green said on The Big Podcast to Shaquille O'Neal that Nurkic is the biggest hater in the league. The Warriors' power forward implied that Nurkic has no right to talk trash to him because Nurkic has a very poor record in the playoffs. Nurkic's Phoenix Suns boasted a star-studded roster that included Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal this season, but despite being picked by some to reach the NBA Finals, they were swept in the first round of the playoffs. Both teams face an uncertain immediate future. The Suns have almost no draft picks for the next several years after trading most of them to get Durant and Beal, while the Warriors' dynasty appears to be over. But Green is under contract through the 2026-27 season, so he won't be going anywhere anytime soon, especially after he said he won't want to ring chase at the end of his career. Golden State Warriors star Draymond Green has formed quite a bond with LeBron James. At this point, these two have become close friends. So much so, that it's almost unimaginable that Green and James were once sworn enemies on the basketball court. In a recent interview, the outspoken Warriors veteran reflected on one of the most controversial incidents in NBA Finals history, one that got him suspended for attempting to take a shot at LeBron. The year was 2016. At that point, the Warriors were seeking their second straight championship during what turned out to be a dynasty era for Stephen Curry and company. Standing in their way were LeBron James and his Cleveland Cavaliers, who incidentally, had already gone down 3-1 in that unforgettable finals series. In Game 4, Green and LeBron got caught up in a play deep in the fourth quarter. It ended up with the Warriors forward hitting the deck and James stepping over him. Draymond did not appreciate the gesture, and his immediate reaction as soon as he got up was to throw a shot in LeBron's direction. Green wasn't ejected from the game for his actions, and the Warriors actually ended up winning Game 4. The NBA, however, reviewed the play and decided to suspend Draymond for Game 5. LeBron and the Cavs took advantage of Green's absence in Game 5. They went on to win 3 straight games to pull off the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green drops truth bomb on future with dubs. Golden State Warriors veteran Draymond Green still has a lot of gas left in the tank. There's no denying, however, that at the age of 34, the four-time All-Star is nearing the end of his decorated NBA tenure. If you ask him, though, Green would like to retire as a Warrior. That is, of course, under the assumption that Golden State still wants him. According to Green, he isn't closing the door on potentially joining a different team to chase his 5th career championship. However, the 11-year vet has also made it abundantly clear that he would much rather stay in the Bay Area, regardless of whether an opportunity for another ring is on the table or not. The Warriors would have to not want me anymore, he said on a recent appearance on Shaquille O'Neal's The Big Podcast. If I had to stay in Golden State another 5 years and we not make the playoffs for 5 years straight, I'm totally fine with that. I'd rather struggle with the same guys I succeeded with. As long as they will have me, I got no reason to ever want to leave that place. At this point, the Warriors are at a bit of an impasse. They know that they are still talented enough to compete for a championship, especially with Stephen Curry still in his prime. However, what we learned this past season is that Steph can't do it alone. It is clear that he needs more help, which should be one of the top priorities for the front office this summer. Regardless of which path they take, however, what cannot be denied is that Green is going to ride and die with the Warriors. To say that Golden State Warriors star Draymond Green had a tumultuous 2023-24 campaign would be an understatement. The former Defensive Player of the Year had to serve a lengthy suspension after multiple on-court altercations. Throughout that time, Green also had to endure a ton of criticism from both the fans and the media. According to Green himself, however, what hurt him the most was how the people he thought would come to his defense were actually the ones who attacked him. This includes ESPN broadcaster Stephen A. Smith. Green recently appeared on Shaquille O'Neal's podcast, and at one point, the Warriors veteran could not help but open up about the betrayal he felt throughout the season. Stephen A., in particular, was one of the people who triggered Green with the way he spoke about the Dubs star. According to Draymond, the fact that he had a personal relationship with the ESPN anchor led him to believe that Smith would, at the very least, speak positively about his character. Green was wrong. Stephen A. Smith really pissed me off, Green said. To sit back and see those that claim to know and appreciate me as a human being just blow with the narrative that was easy to do? I lost a lot of respect for a lot of people. Love him or hate him, what cannot be denied is that Green, at the end of the day, is still a human being. He is still susceptible to the pain of being so openly criticized, especially when the slander comes from the people he respects. Or rather, used to respect. Report, Warriors showing early free agent interest in Beasley. After missing the NBA playoffs for just the third time in 12 seasons, the Warriors will keep busy this offseason to try and get back to postseason contention. Addressing roster needs is primary, and much of that will include what Golden State decides to do with its beloved sharpshooter Klay Thompson, who will become a free agent in July. Speculation surrounding Thompson and his future in the Bay will continue all summer, and so will rumors surrounding other soon-to-be NBA free agents. The latest player tied to the Warriors is veteran sharpshooter Malik Beasley, who is attracting early interest from Golden State, The Athletic's Kelly Iko reported Tuesday, citing league sources. Beasley, 27, also is drawing interest from the Houston Rockets and Orlando Magic, Iko added. The 8-year NBA vet spent last season with the Milwaukee Bucks after previous stints with the Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Utah Jazz, and Los Angeles Lakers. Last season with Milwaukee, Beasley averaged 11.3 points on 44.3% shooting from the field and 41.3% from three-point range, along with 3.7 rebounds and 1.4 assists in 29.6 minutes. Beasley is a career 38.5% three-point shooter, and in Milwaukee's short-lived playoff run this season, averaged 8.8 points on 51.2% shooting from the field and 44% from deep in 21.8 minutes through 6 games of the Bucks' first-round playoff series loss to the Indiana Pacers. Regardless of the Thompson outcome in Golden State, Beasley certainly would provide reliable shooting depth to a team whose shooters not named Steph Curry were inconsistent over the course of an up-and-down 2023-24 season. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Malik Beasley? Leave your opinion in the comments.